In the social media reaction genre, silly comments are considered especially heinous. At Dear Woke Christian, the dedicated content creators who investigate these horrible comments are members of an elite squad known as the Dusty Comments Unit. These are their stories.
Grace and peace, everyone. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, so you know what we're about to do. I want to look at a recent CNN panel discussion between 3 black women, 2 white men. I'm sure you know the political parties, you know how they spread. But I want to look at Jasmin Crockett. A lot of people talking about how great Jasmin Crockett, she schooled this guy, and so on and so forth. And I just think we need to do a better job, man. We got to do a better job. Let me bring this in.
Recall
Let's
a
go.
news story from last year. There was some interest in the fire departments and the firefighters in California, and the interest was that there were too many white men who were firefighters, and we need to have a program in California to make sure we don't have enough white men as firefighters.
Okay, so stop right now. He's saying, hey, y'all was focusing on the gender and the race of the firefighters when you should have been worried about the capability of the firefighters. Watch where they run and go.
we have DEI, so we have budget cuts, and yet I'm wondering now, if your house was burning down, how much do you care what color the firefighters
You
are?
can respond and then we'll...
Listen, I am so tired. You know what? There was an article that just came out that said that actually the most educated demographic in this country right now is black women. So let me be clear. Because you are a woman, or because I know that some of the right has been sharing these photos of the fact that I believe that the fire chief may be a woman or something, that has nothing to do with it. We are looking at qualifications. What diversity, equity, and inclusion has always been about is saying, you know what? Open this up. Don't just look at the white men. Open it up and recognize that other people can be qualified. And the fact that we want to, at a time when people are dying, decide that a country of immigrants is failing or people are dying because the same very people that built this country, because the last time I checked, y'all didn't say that anything was wrong with the White House. And I can promise you, it was my ancestors that built the White House. So listen, if we have been good enough to build this country, we are good enough to serve and die overseas, we are good enough to serve in other ways. And the fact that people actually decide that they want to engage in public service, whether it's sitting in Congress or whether it's serving on the fire department or the police department, should not be an issue. The fact is, stop trying to act as if only white men are the ones that are capable. Because right now, you're sitting at a table with 3 very capable black women.
I'm not. I'm just simply saying that as a matter of public policy in California, the main interest in the fire department lately has been in DEI programming and budget cuts, and now we have this massive fire.
All right, and I'm gonna stop right there because the kickle cackle, the bibble babble just continued, and I don't think they listened to what he was saying. I really don't. But I want to talk about something, a misnomer, and I maybe we could turn this like into a quick class, real quick. Something you can do to help you out whenever you are trying to dig into a topic or whatever like that. I know a lot of people vilify Chat GPT. GPT is terrible, this, that, and the other. I want to just maybe help you because I think it's super useful. It's super helpful. So before we get into that, you can use Chat GPT and talk to it just like you talk to a person. And so what you do, for example, if you want to study fire practices, forestry practices in California, you just tell Chat GPT, hey, you are a seasoned firefighter in California. You've lived in San Diego for many years and you fought many forest fires. Explain to me the process of cleaning or clearing an area to reduce the likelihood of it becoming tinder for a fire. And Chat GPT will go off to the races and give you a fantastic breakdown. I only bring that up is because I asked Chat GPT to tell me about this whole idea that black women are the most educated. And because something about that doesn't work with me. Something about that just doesn't work. So I asked Chat GPT, what did Chat GPT tell Dear Woke Christian? Chat GPT brought up the National Center for Education Statistics. I think it's fair to say that that's probably a viable outlet. I'm gonna let you see this real quick in full screen. So, degrees conferred by race, ethnicity, and sex. What is the percentage of degrees conferred by race, ethnicity, and sex? Response: the percentage of degrees conferred by race, ethnicity, and sex are varied by levels of degree in 2021 and 2022. Because the article that Jasmin Crockett was reading was from 2016. And I found that one as well. But I wanted to get to like it's just an article out of Essence Magazine. So here we go. We have all of the different ethnic groups. Pick your ethnic group. We got American Indian, Asian, Black, Hispanic, Pacific Islander, white, and two or more races. So since our discussion is with Black people, we'll go ahead and look at and zoom in as close as we can. Hopefully we can do that right. I can't make it any bigger. All right, we're going to try our best to look at Black people because there's a reason why something about that discussion just didn't make sense to me. So, associate's degrees, we're not gonna worry about associate's degrees. Shout out to those people that got associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, masters, and doctorates. So, we're gonna go right here, start with bachelor's degrees. That's a 4-year degree. You know what? Shout out to everybody out there pursuing a degree. Let's go. Black women, 13.6% get associate's degrees. Okay. Black women, 11.5% get bachelor's. 14% get a master's, and a doctorate is 11.9%. That's pretty impressive. Lots of good things there. As a former classroom teacher, I am pro education. Yeah, get you some smarts, get you some good education. I'm there with it. The only thing is I'm finding a little bit problematic is that these numbers are not bigger, like for example, doctorates. Asians women, they're 12.5. Asian women getting a doctorate, or I'm sorry, getting a master's degree is 7.4. So they're more there for sure. And then 8.3 there, of course, for Black women versus Asian. Okay. So there is a little bit of difference there. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Let's go back and look at some other women groups. Again, looking at females. What about Hispanics getting a associate's degree? Well, that's 27%. What about females get in the Hispanic community getting a bachelor degree? Well, that's 17.9%. What about females getting a master's? Well, that's 13.6 versus 14%. They're pretty close, but no, that's different. And same thing with doctor's degrees. It's 10% versus 11.9. So wha- what group are they talking about? Let's jump over here to white women getting a bachelor's degree. I'm sorry, getting an associate's degree. 47%. Hmm. What about white women getting a bachelor's degree? 57%. Hmm. 60 for a master's and 61% for a doctorate. So what what are they talking about? It doesn't look like Black women are the most educated unless you compare it against Black men. In every one of these categories, Black women are doing better than Black men in education. So let's look here. Associate's degrees, 13.6 versus 10.1. Bachelor's degrees, 11.5 versus 8.8. Females in master's degree programs, 14% versus 11%. And of course, lastly, 11.9% for that doctorate and 8% for men. That actual stat that everybody keeps talking about, like, oh, Black women are the most educated, they're actually comparing them against Black men. Now, there's a ton of reasons why Black men are not more educated or getting more degrees and all the kind of things like that. But at the end of the day, that article and that Jasmin was reading, and pull it back in. Um, it's from Essence Magazine. Let me bring it in real quick so y'all can see it. that what she's referencing is Essence Magazine. And I'm sure that I've seen it in other places as well. But when you really dig into the brass tacks, and I'll leave the links for both of these, the as well as this article, as well as the National Center for Education Statistics, is right here. I just clicked on this right here, and that's what took me to where we were looking there. They're actually comparing black women versus black men, not black women versus white women or white men or Asian women. We didn't even look at Hispanic men. That's what they're doing. So when Jasmin Crockett and people say, "Oh, Jasmin schooled him," no, she really didn't. She actually lied and was being deceptive by using information that isn't actually accurate to make a case that she's not actually trying to make. The man wasn't trying to make a case about whether or not black women or other women are educated. He just said that, hey, when you're focusing on that and that you made that your big deal, because we have seen that the fire chief and all those people were making a big deal about diversification of the fire department. Problem is you didn't diversify that forest floor and left all that tinder there, and now we're here. So I thought that was interesting. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Give me a fire emoji if you actually stayed all the way to the end. That way I know that you hung out with your boy to the very end. You didn't just jump to the middle and left. I appreciate everybody. If you don't mind, also hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, help me hit my goal of 50,000 subscribers by the end of April. I appreciate y'all so much. And until next time, grace and peace.
Hit that like for Deal Christian. Yo, for Deal Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for Deal Christian. For Deal Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for Deal Christian.